Okay, so where are we on the Spidex editor engine? Well, not really a lot to show for what I've been doing the last few weeks. I've made lots and lots and lots of code changes and how the code's laid out. I've added a global variables file and a CPP file to manage all my global variables, because I was getting no end of trouble with declaring things twice and getting really confused about it. Object manager, everything now, I've got rid of some files on here. I've got rid of the base model .h, I've got rid of the grid .h and .cpp files. I'm incorporating all in this object manager header file. I've added the grid component in here now, so that's all managed in this object header file. Then the cube and all the other objects that I'm going to have in the modeler are going to be added to this object manager file. The main screen file has had an update. The fact you can now, on the main IAM GUI window, which does all the drawing, there's now a right click pop-up menu that's going to allow us to add the objects. This is all sort of simple. Lots of code tidying up. I have done lots and lots of code tidying up. I've also, down the bottom here, I've made some changes to the how it's creating the rendering the object. So we've got no, I'm in the wrong folder, in the wrong file, so we need to be on this file. This is the main file that does all the managing of the object. So the editor starts with the grid. We add a single default block. Actually, at the moment there's a default plane on that won't be on there at the end of the job. All the editor stuff is pretty much stayed the same. We've got a pop-up window which is going to allow us to select add in objects, so to not to add the objects, but to be able to manipulate the objects, make them, scale them, the position, etc. So each object will have its own thing to be able to open the editor to do that. Then nothing much else has changed there until we get down to here, where we're doing the rendering of the grid. The render scene has got the grid renders slightly differently, because that's done with whether you want, because that's not really part of the scene, that's part of the editor. The scene won't have a grid in it. Then I've set up a render scene where that then calls into like the render the cube, render the triangle, render the plane. The triangle's not being shown at the moment, it's a bit spare code. The main app CPP changed slightly because the rendering the grid is slightly different, and then all we basically do is we call the render scene, which renders all the objects that are going to be displayed on screen. And with a bit of luck, if we click the green button, if I haven't messed something up whilst I was preparing to make this video, it should run. I've done lots and lots of code cleanup and making things just work a little bit better than they have been. We now have a right click add object on there, which then adds it to the tree on the side here. The tree on the side here allows us to open an edit box, so the cube we've just added will be able to be positioned, scaled, rotated. You'll be able to add I've also added in the open file, the Windows open file dialog, so you can select a texture, etc. This is all work in progress. This has got a long way to go on any of that yet. So yeah, it's all just most of the work. This last couple of, I can't remember how long ago I made a video. The last 2, maybe 3 weeks, is been really just sorting out code and trying to make everything just a little bit more logical, I think. Not that has a lot of effect on me, but yeah. So it's still really good fun. I'm still thoroughly enjoying trying to teach myself C++ and the other various things that go with it. It really has. It's a real good pastime, and I am having a lot of fun with it, and looking forward every day to the next thing that I'm going to try and to achieve. Thanks for watching if you did.